So, what can we say about the death of George Floyd in police custody in Minneapolis, Minnesota? It appears that we have yet another unarmed black American killed through police brutality and the overuse of physical force. George was detained in connection with the passing of a forged $20 bill. While every human life has a cost, surely $20 shouldn't be the price for a black man living in poverty in one of the states in America, if not the richest country in the world. The violence that we've seen on the streets with the looting and the burning down of the buildings. Apparently, there's some question mark over how some of that started. There's naturally an outpouring of rage from the black community, supported in many cases by young white men and women out showing solidarity on the streets, calling for justice, calling for prosecution for the police involved, and calling for systemic change within the American system to end racism. In order to end racism in America, you must end imperialism in America, because to me they both go hand in hand. America was built on the genocide of the Native American peoples. It prospered on the back of slavery. The white European colonization of the Americas has led to a two-tier system, two peoples sharing one land. I suppose possibly that's more. It's not just the black people, it's Asians, it's people of all colour, it's Muslims. The depth and the length of discrimination that is rife throughout American society is tangible in nearly every sector, touching every home, every mosque, every synagogue, every church, every area of social policy across the United States. So the looting could be simply people that are desperate and extremely poor taking the opportunity to avail themselves of the goods that they cannot afford to buy and walk past every day. Martin Luther King described looting and rioting as the call from the unheard masses. So the people that are marginalised and abused and dismissed from political life in America, their voices are only heard when violence erupts on the streets. Now, the peaceful protests that have been held in more than 40 cities and 40 towns across America have led to curfews in many of those towns and cities and states. This is a form of repression. It's supposed to be to enforce law and order, but it has been shown on social media and shown on mainstream media that at times it is the police who fire the rubber bullets and the tear gas at the peaceful protesters that seems to instigate a violent response. So in order to prevent this going forward, a revolution, political and economic, needs to take place in America. We may be witnessing the beginning of it. We could very well be witnessing the oppression of it and the repression of the voices that call for change in America. So 7 days after George Floyd was murdered by the Minneapolis Police Department over accusations that he may or may not have been involved in the passing of a $20 forged American bill, the price to restructure the devastation that's being wrought across America will be in the billions. Never mind $20. We could be looking at 20 billion or 120 billion to sort this out. But there will be no systemic change in America until there is system change in America, and socialism hopefully becomes the tool used by the people in a democratic forum or by any means necessary to change the system that currently exists.